anxiety about the unknown.
I could hear the steps.
He had all
walking
black
up the
eyes.
stairs.
There was no
All of a sudden,
light
this
in
huge
his eyes.
object with lights was on
And
top
it
of
made
us.
no sound.
The fear. Yes, this happened.
I turned back around and asked the mayor, "Did you see where she went?" He told me, "No. When you got here, I didn't see you come with anyone."
Hi, thanks for joining us again on Yes, This Happened. Today, Mariana, a former TV reporter in central Mexico, has for us what could be described as a doubly terrifying experience, which began with what could have been an angel taking care of her, and ended with the manifestation of the exact opposite. It all happens while she's the host of the local newscast of a television network in the 90s.
I worked in Mexico. I was the host of a news program. And in the 90s, they discovered an archaeological zone. When that happened, they sent me to do a TV story about it. And we had to leave on a Saturday and return on Sunday. But since I was the only woman with all the technicians and cameramen, equipment, so on, and I was very young and still lived with my parents, they didn't give me permission to go to sleep there. So all my team left on Saturday to install all the television equipment and uplinks, and I had to arrive on Sunday. On Sunday, I went alone in my car and I got lost. It was a very distant area. Today, the archaeological zone is open to the public and there's easy access to it. But at that time, it was all covered with dirt roads, so there was no easy way to get there.
Due to her destination having little traffic and being very remote, and because she's traveling alone, Mariana gets lost near a town where she decides to go and ask for information about the archaeological zone.
There was a bus stop in that town where a very old lady was sitting with other people. So I stopped in my vehicle and I asked them if they had seen the TV trucks go by. Because we had a lot of equipment, there were 3 trucks, and well, they are big trucks, so they attracted a lot of attention in those little towns. So the lady got up with great difficulty because she was very old. She was a native from that place, I think, and she said to me, "I'll take you to where your team is if you take me. I'm going that way." And I said, "Of course, yes, ma'am, get in." The lady struggled to get in the car, and then she told me, "Continue along this dirt road." Then she was guiding me where to go, and on the way, it caught my attention that she spoke like very clearly, like a very studied person. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way, but she didn't seem to be from there. And despite the fact that her physique, her clothing, and everything, well, it was like from the town, she spoke in a different way, as if she had gone to the university, very educated, and she suddenly said to me,
You shouldn't be here, darling. It's a very dangerous place. But you're lucky I'm here with you, and I'll guide you safely to your destination.
It caught my attention that she said that to me and that she used those words. I thanked her very much, and she kept, in fact, guiding me.
Along the way, the old lady tells Mariana that they are about to arrive and proceeds to give her strangely precise instructions, which she follows carefully.
And she told me, "You are going to see two houses. The house on the right belongs to the town's mayor. You are going to get off and you're going to ask him where your team is. And he is going to tell you exactly where it is. And they are going to come to pick you up safely so that you're not in any danger." I said, "Wonderful. Thank you very much, ma'am." So we arrived at the houses. I got out of the car and said, "Ma'am, let me do what you told me, and I'm going to take you wherever you tell me you want to go." The houses were located in a place with no trees like the rest of the road we had been on. It was a flat place and you could see a lot around. I mean, it wasn't a hidden place. So I actually found the man. I explained where I was going. He told me, "Yes, your team is here. It's up there on that hill. I'm going to send for someone to come pick you up and you can go with them." I thanked him and said, "Well, you call someone. I'm going to take the lady who's with me where she needs to go because she told me that she lives around here." And the man asked, "What lady?" So I turned around, I looked towards the car, and the lady was no longer there. It caught my attention because she was a lady who had a hard time walking, and I shared a few words with the mayor that lasted less than 1 minute. So obviously, if the lady had gotten out of the car, I had to be able to see her walking somewhere. And while I didn't see her, she wasn't anywhere. I turned back around and asked the mayor, "Did you see where she went?" He told me, "No. When you got here, I didn't see you come with anyone." And the truth is that I didn't see anyone get out of the car. I had my back to the car and the man had a view towards my car when we were talking, so that was very strange. My mom says it was an angel or the Virgin Mary. She said that was an angel who came to help you so you could get where you were going safely.
Mariana, still shocked by what has just happened, finally arrives at the archaeological zone, where the rest of the television network team and the archaeologists are preparing for the live broadcast.
So we had to make different shots and angles, make some satellite uplinks with the live TV show, so on. That's why we brought a lot of equipment. So we were shooting how they opened everything they found there. They opened graves. They began to dig and many other things. And in one instance, they took out some pots, they took out plates, they took out a lot of clothing from that time. And one of the archaeologists told me, "Take this vessel," because the vessel was beautiful. And I opened it, and inside it had some little stones. So he told me, "Take it." And I was like, "No, I can take a vessel from here." And he insisted, "Take it. You deserve it for being here working, blah, blah, blah." It was a long story. So the fact is that I accepted it. I took the vessel to my house, and once I was at home, I put it near my bed in my bedroom, and many strange things began to happen to me. I felt like I would enter my bedroom and I felt like there was someone, but you don't care because you think to yourself, I'm crazy, it's nothing. Or suddenly I was there and I felt like someone was watching me. A feeling that makes you turn around because you think, who's there? Who's watching me? And things like that happen to me, but you don't give it any importance. You think you're crazy. And one night it happened to me that I woke up at dawn. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't move. I later told other people and they told me, oh yes, that happens sometimes and you can't move, but you're not awake, you're asleep. But I'm sure that I was awake, so I opened my eyes and I couldn't move. I wanted to move and I couldn't, and suddenly I looked at the ceiling again. When I opened my eyes, I saw the ceiling and how the light in my bedroom turned on. So I was scared. I tried to turn to look at the door because I thought maybe it's my mom or someone and I want them to help me.
Mariana has brought to her house a small pre-Hispanic vessel, apparently harmless, but the strange manifestations she begins to experience are but a smidget of the true secret of that artifact.
Yes, this happened.
After conducting a live TV broadcast from an archaeological site that's being excavated, Mariana is offered a small vessel that the archaeology team has just unearthed. The director of the project insists she take it home, and the artifact apparently brings with it something unexpected that disturbs her. Unfortunately, there is no one who can help her. She is totally alone in her room.
So I turned again to see the light and it began to flash. So when it started to flash, I realized something was not right. I started to pray. I tried to start to pray, but for some reason, when I tried to start the Our Father and I couldn't continue, as if I had forgotten. And I thought, it can be, what's happening? Then with a lot of willpower, with everything I could, I finished praying the Our Father and I started it again. And I started it again until I finished it. And at the moment I finished it, the light stopped flashing. And I was able to move. So then, at that moment, I managed to sit on the bed and turn to see the light, and I said, what is happening? What is this? Why is this happening to me? And I realized, of course, that I was awake, that it was not a dream, that everything was real. I thought, this can't be. This isn't right.
It was Mariana's mother who manages to make the connection between the vessel that her daughter brought from the archaeological dig and the paranormal events that she now experiences in her own house. At that moment, her mother gives her a very good piece of advice.
It's better that you take that vessel to a museum and return it there. Hand it over and tell them that you found it in the archaeological zone and that you want to hand it over to the museum. And that's what I did. I went to the anthropology museum and I told them, listen, I found this vessel near the archaeological zone and I came to donate it to the museum. When I took the vessel to the museum, I told the lady, look at this vase. It's very pretty and it had some little stones inside. And she told me, no, ma'am, they're not little stones. What's inside here are human bones. So it was really terrifying when they told me. And I thought, wow, I'm glad I brought it to the museum and it's already here in a place where it won't be able to harm anyone. And yes, it was indeed human bones that were inside the vessel. And that was my experience. And I hope that there is no one in the museum at night so that no one gets scared.
Mariana never felt that someone was watching her again, and nothing strange ever happened in her home after that. She never heard anything else about that old lady who so kindly took care of her. Was it really an angel who helped Mariana reach the archaeological site? Would the human remains that she brought to her house, unknowingly to her, be the cause of the paranormal phenomenon she had to endure? We will never know. Mariana's testimony stays with us as proof of paranormal events that transcended their dimension to meet us at ours. What do you think?